What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here. This is the Blacklist, Season 3, Episode 15, Drexel. I kind of hated on this show last week. Actually, for the past few weeks, it's been a bit... It kind of dropped off after the whole mid-season premiere type stuff, with the director and all of that. It was really good. And then after that, it seemed like it was setting up for a lot. And after that Gregory DeVry thing happened, I was like, okay, I'm really excited to see where this is going. And then it just kind of, they had that one episode where I thought it had nothing to do with the main plot, and then it did, and I was like, oh, that's genius. And then it had the next week that had nothing to do with the main plot. And then it had last week that had a bit to do with the main plot, but, it was so out there and weird as far as cases go that I was just like, this does not feel like the Blacklist. This week was better. And I'm so mixed on my feelings, to be honest. Because on the one hand, I like the fact that this week made it very clear, like, exactly what his intentions are. And it kind of opened up a lot of the story, because I didn't really know what exactly was going on with the Cabal. Like, because after that one with the director, after the director dies, it shows him, like, talking with the, what's her name, and pretty much saying, he wanted a position on the Cabal. He wanted to take Peter's spot. And I'm just like, wait, what? Like, I thought you were fighting against it, and now you want to be a part of it? Like, I don't get that. And so, I had a lot of questions about that. Never got answered. He starts building up this money documents now for something. And it's like all going to the war against the Cabal. I'm like, what's going on? I don't get. And then all of a sudden, in this one, they bring up an interesting little piece of information that apparently there's somebody else in play right now. It's a woman. We know that much. Is it Elizabeth's mother? Maybe. Who knows for sure. But whoever it is apparently wants him dead. So, is this person part of the Cabal? Don't know. Is this person completely working alone? Don't know. But, very interesting piece of information. And then the painting that we see at the very end with, it's a painting of Elizabeth standing over Reddington the grave. It's kind of like, first of all, it is foreshadowing from the writers of the show, or is this, obviously it's a threat from whoever he's up against right now, but is it also a bit of foreshadowing? Like, are they going to do that thing where they pretend to kill him off but don't really, or are they actually going to kill him off and the show is going to be about Elizabeth taking forward, going forward with his list and taking out the rest of the people on the blacklist? I don't know what they're doing with this. It could be interesting. It could be cliche. I'm really scared to say that I'm excited for it because I am a bit, but at the same time I'm hesitant because I don't want them to get my hopes up just to dash them by making stupid decisions. So that's why I'm mixed on my feelings about this one. Now, the stuff with Tom was not as interesting this episode. It was fairly interesting. We learned that the doctor that helped out when Reddington got shot, I think that's who it was. he looked familiar. I think he was the one that Liz kind of had a little fling with when Tom was out of the picture for. I can't remember. It feels like it was so long ago. But anyway, so he's treating Tom. Apparently he contacts Reddington because he's working for Reddington and gets Reddington to tell the guy who Tom tried to take the diamonds from that, tell the detectives that this man works for me and get Tom out of it all. While it was all going on, I really wanted to punch Elizabeth in the face. Because I don't get it. I understand that yes, he was your husband. Yes, you guys had this long time together, lived together, you wanted to adopt together, blah, 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 blah. I get it, but he's an idiot. I mean, I don't. If I had somebody that I cared about and they constantly put themselves in stupid situations that could get them killed, I'd be like, look, you're doing this all for me. I'm going to leave you now for your sake. Because I he's doing it all for her. Does she not see that? Does she not realize that it's all for her? That all she has to do is just push him away, and maybe he'll stop, or maybe tell him, "Look, stop trying to do this all for me." Give him a reason to stop being an idiot, because you're not. You're just encouraging his idiocy by every single time he acts like an idiot, just saying, "Oh, it's okay. I still love you." It's just encouraging more stupid behavior. I was frustrated with her this episode. She's not normally this stupid. Sometimes she can be a little bit not fully there, but she's never been a stupid person. In this episode, she was. So that was a bit frustrating, but overall, it is fairly interesting to see that Reddington decides in the end that he's going to help save Tom for Elizabeth's sake. So, once again, going against his better judgment because he wants to make sure that he can still talk to her. There's something he's not telling her, and there's a reason why he's still trying to keep that relationship intact. There's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about yet, that I think we will find out. Because he really is doing everything he can to try to keep her from hating him. So something's coming very soon. At least I get the feeling that it is. Now, for the case itself, it was more Blacklist feeling than the last one. The last one felt like, I said, felt like Criminal Minds. Like, the way the villains were set up and all that, it just felt very Criminal Minds-ish, like they were serial killers. This one felt a bit more like a Blacklister. He's not psychotic, like maybe, but he's not like a serial killer. You can tell there's something wrong with him, but there's a method to the madness. It's not all just, oh, we're just gonna kill these kids because this one kid we have is autistic, and so we're gonna kill all these other autistic kids so they don't become like our kids. That's crazy serial killer thought process. This one, he actually had a reason. He was hired as a hitman, but he just has this affinity for art, and he likes to set up dead bodies. At least, I don't know if he actually did this more than once, but we only saw it one time in this episode. But there was a good reason for it. Like, he was hired to do it, and it wasn't just because he was crazy. Which Reddington also knows why he was hired for the job, and apparently whoever hired him is the one that's also the woman that he's trying to track down. So it all does connect better in this episode than the last one. The last one just felt like pure chance. That they just happened to kidnap the daughter of this influential lady that Reddington needs to get papers from. I don't know. Forget last week. This week was a bit more. It was connecting better. Even the cuts were still bad at times. By cuts I mean like cut between scenes. There were a couple that were cut very well. There was the one where Elizabeth was in the hospital with the doctor and Tom, and they're talking about how he just talked about how Reddington has had him under his thumb, and he's been working for him for a while, and blah. And then it cuts to Elizabeth and Red sitting in the room where they first met in this episode, and she's like, "Why did you do it?" It was cut quickly, but it was cut very well, because from this one conversation it leads into this conversation. I get that, but then there are times where she's blaming Reddington for what happened to Tom. They were just in the middle of a conversation, and she starts to tear, and then it cuts to the FBI doing their thing. I'm like, wait, we weren't done with that scene. Like she looked like they weren't done talking. Like Reddington blamed Tom for what was going on, and then just cut. I was like, wait, you can't cut that quickly. We were in the middle of a conversation, and then after the scene they just cut to, at the end of it, for some reason they didn't cut it quick enough, or they didn't hold on it long enough because Harold started to walk in and they cut quickly. I'm like, stop it. You know, calm down. Like, I don't get why they're having such trouble with these jump cuts. You know, it shouldn't be that difficult to make it feel like it's flowing. But it does. Like, and it hasn't felt this way before. You know, like, it's not that it's been perfect, and if I went back now, I'd probably find several moments where it was a bit distracting or it wasn't cut very well. But in the past few episodes, it's just been very distracting from the episode. Like, I feel like I'm in the middle of this conversation and then they cut it quickly to this other scene. I'm like, stop. I can't keep up with all of this. And it kind of contributes to my frustration with the Blacklist recently. It's hard to follow at times. And the reason is because they're cutting so quickly between scenes. I'm just processing this information, then you throw new information in my face. I'm like, hang on. Let me process that I just got hit by the first baseball before you smack me with another one, you know? It's so weird how they started doing this. But overall, this episode was better than last week. It felt a bit more like the Blacklist. More information was given to us. I'm curious to see where it's going. I'm not going to say I have high hopes because still have bad memories from the past when they set up brilliantly for something. But, you know, it could be interesting, so I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that it is. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below. What do you want them to do for the rest of the season? Do you think it's Elizabeth's mom that's involved? And do you hope that they... Well, obviously you hope it keeps staying good, but what do you want to see them do to keep it at this level of good storytelling? Let me know down in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe for more Blacklist stuff, and I will see you at the next review. Peace out.